What's up, you guys? This is Herpy Derpy, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a new episode of Pokemon Custom Moveset. And today's episode is going to be covering Jynx, which is a really unusual Pokemon, in my opinion, but nevertheless still a really good option. And I'm using Jynx as a lead set, as opposed to, the common special attacking set, because I realize that Jynx is one of the few Pokemon that can learn counter, and it has an extremely low defense stat, which will definitely help in terms of dishing out a lot of damage with counter. And the EV spread on this Jynx is 252 in special attack, speed, and then your leftover EVs can just go into HP, because I still use Jynx as a special attacking, but I'd rather put it as a lead set. So, I mean, as a lead, you might as well have some, like, a really decent amount of special attack, just so you can really dent some of the lead Pokemon, possibly not letting them like set up, break their sash, stuff like that. And speed is there because I want to be able to outspeed my opponent so I can go for a Lovely Kiss, or alternatively just kill stuff. So I mean, speed is definitely your best option. Jynx doesn't really have any other good stats besides that. I mean, special defense is okay, but definitely not enough to be considered like a wall. And the nature is there to complement your either special attack or speed while minusing your defense instead of your attack. So those natures are mild, which is plus special attack minus defense, and hasty, which is plus speed minus defense. You can pick your choice. I usually go for mild, but I mean, I'm sure hasty works just as well. And like I said, since you want to minimize the amount of defense you have, you want to make sure your IVs are set to 0, which is something you really don't do very often unless you're using like a counter set or a counter set or like a mirror code set or like a trick room set. So make sure you set your defense to 0 before you when you do make this Jynx, if you ever do. And the item is Focus Sash because you want to be able to live with 1 HP with Focus Sash and then go for a counter. So obviously you need the Focus Sash. It's like 100% must on the set, or else there's no point in running counter at all. The ability is Forewarn. I picked Forewarn over Dry Skin because, well, Dry Skin is actually a Dream World ability that Jynx now has, which is pretty useful. But the reason why I picked Forewarn is that what Forewarn does, it tells you your opponent's strongest base power attacking move, I think. And that's really useful in scouting out a lot of mix sets or whatever kind of set your opponent is running. Like, sometimes you might see like a Cresselia. You never know what the Cresselia might have, So it's worth it just to switch in your Jynx or something like that to get the Forewarn to tell you what its strongest move is, and that can definitely help you out. Like, I remember when I fought a Cresselia once, the Cresselia didn't even have... It told me the strongest move was Substitute, and I was like, what? That's weird, because I'd never seen that before. But then, if it tells you that its strongest move is, like, a non-attacking move, then that means that your opponent is, like, a 4 non-attacking move set, so that's really good information to know for the future, because then you'd be like, oh, that's totally taunt bait, So, Forewarn is actually... So that's what I think Forewarn is very useful for. Plus, if you know it's... if you know your opponent is a very, like... the Pokemon can be run a lot of different ways. Like, if it's like a Flygon or something like that could run either like special attack or physical attack, and you're not really too sure. Just sending in Jynx to get the Forewarn to tell you can be extremely useful. So like, plus this applies when you're using counter, because in a lead set, sometimes you won't know if your opponent even has an attacking move. Like, sometimes, you might be up against a Sandslash, and Sandslash, like, the Forewarn might tell you that Sandslash has Rapid Spin, and then you're like, okay, it doesn't have Earthquake or anything, so might as well just Ice Beam, But, so that's what Forewarn can do for you, especially as a lead set, which is really nice. Plus, like I said before, if your opponent has 4... Let's say there's an Uxie, but then it tells you that its strongest move is like Heal Bell, then you're like, oh yeah, Tono for Sporting Set, So that's pretty good information to have. As terms of the moves, I picked Lovely Kiss, Psychic, Ice Beam, and Counter. Like I said before, since it's a counter Focus Sash set, you want to make sure you have counter, or else there's no point in running Focus Sash. But I mean, Focus Sash is still okay, even if you don't have counter, but I really recommend counter, because it just throws so many people off. You can definitely get a free kill on any physical sweeper on your opponent's team, which is really, really helpful. Lovely Kiss. I really like putting my opponent to sleep or just having a move on my team where I can put something to sleep because you never know how useful it'll be, because Jynx has a decent amount of speed so it can outspeed a lot of threats. Like, let's say it's like a curse, your opponent has like a curse Munchlax or something and you don't have a Whirlwind, you can always put it to sleep, which is pretty convenient, so that's why I pick Lovely Kiss. It has about the same accuracy as Sleep Powder, so it's not too bad accuracy. It's not like Hypnosis or anything, dear God. God forbid anyone who uses that move. And and Psychic and Ice Beam are there as kind of dual stab moves because it gives really nice coverage. And Jynx has a really unique typing of Ice and Psychic, which I think is the only Pokemon that has it. So you better abuse it because it has really nice coverage. I think it only gets walled by like Steel types or something. So yeah, so go ahead, try out this set. Let me know what you guys think. Wait. Possible moves that you can use. One of the moves you can do, I was really debating over Lovely Kiss or Taunt. I mean, like I said with my Forewarn set, if you know that it's a 4 supporting move set, you can always, Taunt is very useful to have to wall them. But then again, I feel like Lovely Kiss might be a little bit more useful because even with Lovely Kiss, you can still it's still kind of like taunting them since you're kind of just like making them immobile basically. So I mean, like, you can pick your poison. I don't really care. Like, Taunt and Lovely Kiss are literally the same thing. But I think Lovely Kiss might be more useful as a lead set. Because sometimes you might lead with, like, a freaking Omastar or something. So you want to put him to sleep, So that's why I think Lovely Kiss is better. Trick can also be a potential choice. If you think your opponent might have a Focus Sash lead, you could potentially trick, like a Choice Specs or something. And then you can take the Focus Sash and you can still have counter or stuff like that. That's really ballsy. I've never tried it before, but that's definitely an option. I mean, like, Jynx isn't too bad. Nastyplot is another like okay option. You could definitely be a super offensive set and just totally throw off your opponent. But I mean, I think that's what most people would think of as soon as they see a Jynx. So I don't know. Maybe that's not exactly the best thing to have, but either way. Oh, you can also have Psyshock instead of Psychic. I mean, they're both kind of the same thing, but at least Psyshock can throw off your specially defensive walls on your opponent. But the main special defense walls like Slowking and like even a Psyshock still isn't going to do a whole lot. So anyways, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about Jynx and kind of my interpretation of how to use Jynx. So see you later. Let me know if you guys like the set, and hope you enjoy this Pokemon Custom Moveset show.